What's up guys, this is Jeffrey Rodriguez, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys another weekly technicals video. So I do these every single week for my premium group live, where they can ask me any questions they have, and we go over all the charts, all the pairs I'm looking at, and anything that I'll be looking for inside the chart so I can make them aware of it as well. Now, before we get into today's video, I do want to just kind of show you guys what it looks like inside of the premium group, because I know a few of you have been thinking about actually joining, but you were asking me like, what does the premium group look like? What's inside of it? What do you get? All that stuff. So at the beginning of this weekly technicals video, I just kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit of what it looks like, what you get, and kind of like what goes on inside the premium group. Because if you're sitting on the outside and you really just watch the weekly technicals every week, it may not really be that valuable to you, and you really may not get what I'm talking about, or you may not get the insights as others may get it if they know the material. So inside of the premium group, once you join, basically you'll get access to multiple different groups where you'll have direct access to me and all the other members. So one of them is the Facebook group. So inside of the Facebook group, I upload all of my weekly and daily technical sessions. So if you come right over here to the right, you'll see daily technicals 61 and weekly technicals 23. If you click those, it'll basically pull up all of my previous weekly technical sessions from every single week until I started, from when I started the group. So you can scroll all the way back down and you can watch each one. And you can also see each one is about 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes a little longer than an hour, but there's plenty of information in all of these videos. So that itself is just like 60 plus hours of video that you can go through and just learn from like my past analysis, and then pull up the charts and see what ended up happening. Was I right? Was I wrong? All that stuff. So that's pretty much how you can navigate between the daily and weekly technicals. But one of the main features of the group is for you guys to actually go in and participate, right? So you can go in the group, you can share feedback with me, you can let me know about the session. Was it good? Did what I talk about make sense to you? All that. So you can post your examples of your charts in here. Really anything. As you guys see, I'm pretty active in terms of doing my daily and weekly technicals, so those fill up a lot of the group. But anytime you have a question or anything like that, feel free to post it, and then I can answer you in there as well. So that's kind of how the group looks. In addition to that, you'll have access to the premium chat here, where it's just me and all of the group members. So we can kind of like communicate back and forth. If they have any questions directly after I've just said something in the private group or anything like that, they can ask me in here. So that is basically a direct line of access to me via this premium chat here, as well as all of the other members. So you can talk to anyone in there, and maybe how they have their charts set up, or how do they use how do they take the signals, how are their charts laid out, all of that. So you can communicate with me or any of the other group members in there. So now just to kind of give you a little bit of insights, like how the Telegram group looks. So the Telegram group is where I actually call the signals. So here is where you'll see all the signals come in, where you'll be notified of the signals, all that. So it pretty much looks like this. I didn't want to pull up the whole Telegram and all that. I just wanted to take some screenshots so you guys could easily see. But here we've got, this was on Friday, I called a Euro USD sell. And you can see I basically talk about the pair, the risk management that I'm using, where I'm looking to sell at. So you have the levels and the current market price. So you could see I was looking to sell between 13.35 and 13.40. Current market price was 13.38, and we were targeting 13.20 and then 13 big figure. With our stop loss type of trade, it was an intraday trade, so nothing long term, just specifically for Friday as the day. Volatility, I was expecting medium, and risk was medium. So that's basically exactly how the signals look when I call them. And then in addition to the signals themselves, you'll get all the different things that I'm thinking in terms of price action, what I'm looking for in the charts, all of that. So here's an example that I basically showed from one of the daily technicals videos. We had outlined this blue box and this red box, expecting the market to find support here and resistance here. So this was me updating the group on those levels, how it ended up unfolding, and what ended up happening from that. So that was nice to see there. And that's basically how the Telegram looks and how the Facebook group looks. So now you guys are probably wondering, like, do your signals actually work? Are they profitable? How does it all look in terms of, you actually trading? And could you show me some proof? So that's what we're going to show you now. So here is a couple different examples of trades that we took inside the group. This here was a trade that we took on GBP USD. It was a 35 pip trade, and we took this October 15th. So I did the most recent trades that I have. I haven't been trading too much really at all the past 2 weeks because we had congressional elections and FOMC as well as NFP. So I wasn't too active in the markets then, but the previous weeks before that, which were this week here and also the next week I'm about to show you, were the most recent trades I took in terms of wins and losses. So I wanted to be as transparent as possible with you guys and show you everything that I've taken. So here we've got this was a London trade that we took. So I was targeting the fill of this gap here, so the market gap down on the week, and I was expecting them to trade up early in the week to just kind of fill that gap and maybe continue lower or continue higher from there. Didn't really bother me what happened. I just was targeting the gap fill itself. So I entered down here during London, and as you can see, I took my profit up here around 35 pips profit, and this was October 15th again. Okay, so that was one example there, and we've got another one here, which this was a Euro USD, so this was the same day. So as you can see, that was one trade on GBP USD plus 35 pips. And then here we've got a Euro USD trade that is plus 33 pips, so about 70 pips in the day off of this. And basically similar scenario, we gapped down for the week, and we had an ICT bullish order block that formed here, and I entered on the retest of that, and I was targeting the run above these highs. And I always enter a few pips early just to be safe that I don't, leave a potential profit on the table. Which I'm okay with leaving profit on the table, but I don't want to, not exit here and then it come down and stop me out or something. So I always avoid that by exiting any position 5 to 10 pips early, and that's what you see here. So that was two examples there, both about 30 pips. So those were nice trades. And I don't want to lie to you guys. Sometimes I do take losses, right? And that's completely normal. I don't want you to come into my group thinking that I will never take a loss, because I do take losses. But here's the trick. Whenever I take a loss, my losses will never be as big as my wins. So as long as I keep my wins bigger than my losses, I will always remain consistent and be profitable, right? So in this situation here, you see me take about a 10 to 12 pip loss, I believe it was. Yeah, 10 pip loss. So this was the end of New York session, which typically I don't like trading anyways, but we hadn't been too active this week, and I wanted to take the potential setup that we seen. So this was the following day after the previous trades, and this was a Tuesday. I'm thinking it was a Tuesday, and we had broken below this low here, and I was entering on the retest of this ICT breaker. And I ultimately closed it once we got up here, but as you could see, we ended up coming down. But with it being late during the session, I went ahead and took my loss. So, that happens sometimes as well, guys. You'll close out early, and then the market will ultimately make the move you were looking for. This is an example of that here, but nonetheless, I took a 10 pip loss on it, right? I didn't get back in, so I did ultimately take a loss. And I'm sure most of you guys, if you're not in the group, you're probably struggling with this. You're exiting right before the move happens, and it's really frustrating. Don't think that goes away, because that will happen still once you know what you're doing, but it happens a lot less. So I don't want to say it happens all the time, but this is an example of that. I was already kind of questioning going in at the end of New York session. I did it anyways, and as you could see, once we had this pop up, I closed out my position. If I would have waited 30 minutes, yeah, I would have seen profit, but was it worth it to me? No. I would rather take my 10 pip loss than have waited so late during the session, which is already going away from my plan. Okay, so I didn't want to do that, and that was basically the criteria and scenario behind that. And then the last trade I want to show you guys was one that we took pretty recently. This was right before Halloween. This was October 30th. And it was about a 100 pip trade just on a single day. So this is beautiful when we get things like this. Obviously, you guys just seen a 10 pip loss. And then if you have, the two trades before that were 70 pips in a day. This is 100 pips in a day. Guys, I don't look to take losses bigger than 20 pips. So any profit I'm looking to take in, it's going to be 50 pips or more. Any losses are going to be 20 pips or less. That's just how I do it. I don't want to take any losses bigger than 20 pips. I don't allow myself to. So even if I have to close out early and the move ends up happening like it did in the last picture, I'm willing to do that because I don't want to take losses that are bigger than my profit, right? So here you guys will see signal was called at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Market trades right back up into this bearish order block, retests it. If you miss the opportunity here, you get one more option here to take the entry between 28 big figure to 28.10, which was the signal price levels to sell at. Market gives us the high here, and then we sell off aggressively. Take profit 1, 2, 3, and 4 all hit in the same day. You can see me closing partial profits. I closed some profits here and closed some profits here, and that locked me in for about 70 pips between those two. And ultimately, once take profit 4 was hit, that was about 100 pips. So we got 27 big figure here, and we're all the way up at 28 big figure here. So sell at 28, take profit 27, 100 pips, one single day. And you know it's one single day because we've got the 29th here, and then we've got the 30th here. So these vertical lines mark 1 day's worth of time. 29th to the 30th. 1 day. So beautiful trade here, and that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to show you guys, what it looks like inside the group, the things you'll get access to, and really just how everything works. So if you feel like this is something that makes sense for you and where you're at in your trading, then all you have to do, guys, just click the link right below this video, and then you'll be able to sign up.
After this track, I might need me some lozenges. I ain't about to go soft. This rapping shit lately been pissing me off. Guess these words are kinda just at the tip of my tongue, but I'm still young and I hope I find the rhymes that'll live through time before that fat lady has sung. Cause when I'm inside this booth, feels like I rule the world. But I'll hop off my horse, hop in your Porsche, give it a